Hey everyone, so today I am sharing with you some of my favourite drugstore or inexpensive affordable concealers. I did do a video I think on this before on my favourite like drugstore foundations, which I probably need to update at this stage. But I do like a lot of inexpensive concealers, and there's a lot I don't like. So the ones I do like are the ones that I've, happily discovered among the sea of kind of wishy-washy ones and downright terrible ones. So I'll start off with what kind of prompted me to do this video, and that's this guy here. It's the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, because I'm nearly out of it and I was just thinking how I really need to replenish, because it's literally like probably my favourite under eye concealer at the moment, or in the top 3 anyhow. So this is with the Fit Me range. There's 2 foundations and a powder along with the lineup, but I went for number 15 anyhow. So this is an extremely pale, but like I want to say warm to neutral, so there's no yellow in it. You can see there it's just very light, not a million miles away from my own skin tone, but it is more on the warm side. It doesn't have any yellow in it whatsoever, but I love that for underneath the eye. This has such a lovely texture to it. It's really it's a really fluid concealer, but it doesn't just like wash away on the skin once you put it on. As long as you kind of dab it on, it actually gives quite good coverage, and what I love about it is that it's very hydrating. Really love this though, definitely need to replenish. I'll show you the rest of the kind of liquid ones I love now. So these are ones that I picked up a couple of months ago in a local grocery store, but you get them in any of the pharmacies, and it's from the Rimmel range of makeup, and it's their Wake Up line. So it's the Wake Me Up Anti-Fatigue Effect Radiant Glow Concealers. I got 2 colours. I got the ivory colour, which is more my own skin tone, so this has a cool base to it. You can see there it's almost invisible on my skin. It's a very NC15 kind of colour. And then I also got the classic beige, because I like something a little bit more kind of NW20ish, which is more of a pinky, slightly more pinky, maybe more, it's not even that pink actually when I see it on, it's more slightly apricot. It's just a little bit deeper. It's nowhere near as pink as that one, but this one I really like it because it has that apricot base. It's really good for any kind of purpley bluey tones on the inner corners of my eye. Again, the formula of this is lovely. It's actually similar consistency to the Fit Me concealer, and decent coverage. Again, it's hydrating, so that's why I love these. I don't know, do these have little... Yeah, this contains peptides and vitamin moisturizing complex. What I thought it might have actually was little like illuminating particles. I'm not sure if it does, but it does say that it illuminates under the eye and visibly reawakens, and I really love that. I think that's a great concealer. Then this guy here is not a million miles away from that, and you can see it's gotten a lot of love. There's like no writing at all left on the packaging, and this is the Collection 2000. I can't even remember what the concealer's called. I'm gonna have to check for you. I actually have like 3 other shades in my kit because I loved it so much. So it's the Collection 2000 Lasting Perfection Concealer. This is a 16-hour wear concealer. The colour I have here is light number 2, which is what I use underneath my eye. So it's a very kind of peachy apricot colour. Great for blue tones. I really like that. And even for the purple tones. This one is a very good coverage concealer. If you want coverage, if that's what you're looking for, this is the one to go for. Again, I found that it could be a little bit drying if my eyes are on the dry side, but I can use it as long as I moisturise really well underneath. And it really does last. For the price, I mean, I think everyone agrees about this Lasting Perfection one, because it's become a little bit of a kind of a cult favourite among bloggers, but that's another brilliant one for the price. And I think that comes in about 3 or 4 different colours as well. So the problem with these drugstore ones is that there's not a huge amount available. Now, one that I've been using a lot lately, and this is for my under eye area, it's the Maybelline Instant Anti-Age The Eraser Eye. This is the Perfect and Cover concealer with Goji Berry. Now this actually did come with a sponge coming out of that little tube, but I didn't like the sponge for hygiene reasons. Even though it did say that it was an antibacterial sponge thing, I still didn't like it, so I just pulled it off, and then I just apply it directly from the tube. I take it out and work with it from the back of my hand. I love this colour. This is number... does it say the number? This is light, and you can see there it's another good like NC15 kind of colour. and brilliant for purple tones. So of course yellow based kind of colours will counteract purple, and the more orange ones or peachy ones will counteract blue. That's why I like kind of apricot-y colours, because they're in between. Now this one isn't even an under eye concealer, but I actually by accident found out that it covers blue tones really well, and that's the I Love Stage eyeshadow primer by Essence. So I put this onto the inner corner of my eye underneath my normal concealer, and it works really well to take away the blue tone. So I'd highly recommend that, and it's like €3. That was just like a, you know, a happy discovery. I didn't like go out to use this as a concealer. I was just using it as an all over primer and happened to extend it over, and it worked brilliantly. So then other like liquid concealers I love from the drugstore, which are more highlighters, would be first of all these guys by Catrice, and these are the Retouch Light Reflecting Concealers. I have number 1 Porcelain and number 2 Light Beige. Light Beige is what I have under my eyes today. It's more of a yellow based one, so it's really good for purple. And basically they're just one of these ones where you twist it up. There's a little brush. I tend not to use the brush really, I just put it on the back of my hand and then apply. But these are great little guys. These ones in particular have quite good coverage. Because some of these brushes are highlighters can tend to be a little bit more sheer and just kind of give the highlight, whereas this guy here does actually give a fair bit of coverage. So I do like those, and the Porcelain one is much more pink and much more brightening, so they're good ones to try. The Collection 2000, which I believe is now called Collection, their Illuminating Touch Light Diffusing Concealer is also good. I have number 1, which is Naked, so this is more of a pink tone. Don't use pink tones as much on myself. I tend to use the more yellow tones because I do get quite blue under the eye or purple under the eye, but it is brightening, so what I'll often do is put a concealer on my eye and then just add a little bit of the pink, particularly up around like the high points on my face, because it is so light and brightening. This one's a little bit more watery or sheer like I was on about, so I would use this always in conjunction with another concealer, or it's lovely, like I said, for highlighting the high points of your face because it is quite sheer, it's not going to show up very obvious. Then this guy, which I got a bit more recently as well, and I meant to do a blog post on this, it's the PhotoReady Eye Brightener and Primer by Revlon. So this is the same kind of idea. There you go. It's just a lovely, again, brightening pink one. I use this more for the high points of my face, but I also use this as a primer underneath my other concealers, because sometimes with these very lightening ones they work better under concealer, so they will brighten, and then when you put your normal concealer over it you'll still get some of that brightening effect, but it won't be as stark and bright as it would be without. So that's another good one to try out. They're the highlighters. Then in terms of more solid concealers, what I use today is my PhotoReady, you know, the Revlon one, PhotoReady concealer. So I have a couple of colours again for my kit. This is number 3, number 2 is what I use. So it's just a stick concealer like that. It reminds me of the stick concealer MAC used to do, which I used to love. I can't even remember what it was called now, but they used to do one just like this, and I picked up this one in replacement of it when, you know, MAC's one was gone, and I saw that this one looked very similar and I was very happy with it, which is why I picked up other ones to use. And a more recent discovery is this 17 Phwoarrr paint, which is a heavy duty under eye concealer. I got the colour Fair. So you can see there, it's just one of those more solid emollient cream concealers, but even though it is brilliant for under the eye, it's actually quite good for the rest of the face as well. And this colour is, again, slightly more of a pinky apricot colour, so it's very brightening. I think there was maybe 3 colours in the range, so of course not many to choose from, but that's a lovely one and it was very inexpensive. So I've seen another few bloggers go on about that one as well, so that's that. Then this guy here is a bit of a cult one as well. It's the Soap and Glory Kick-Ass Concealer, and this one comes in the bottom. You have the yellow tone, which I love for redness, and of course if there's any purple discoloration I need to cover up. And then this more pinky one is brightening. So the pinky one is great for under the eye if you just want to brighten in general. Sometimes I will use the yellow one first though to counteract any discoloration, and then the yellow one of course is brilliant for anywhere on the face that you need to eradicate redness from. And then what's so handy, well of course you have the little mirror here, but in the top of it you have a setting powder, and it's totally translucent. So this is a great little two-step, well, three-step concealer. I'll definitely repurchase. I think that's a great little one. Then one of my all-time favourite concealers in general is this Camouflage cream by Catrice. So I was so impressed when I first tried this out. It's basically a dupe for the MAC Studio Finish concealer. Like, it's such a good concealer, and the coverage is amazing. This colour that I have is number 10 Ivory. Again, it just matches my own skin tone absolutely perfectly. Really good NC15 colour, and it covers like nothing. It's just such a brilliant camouflage concealer. It's such, like, it's very, very pigment heavy. Definitely has more pigment in it than a lot of other concealers you'd come across in the pharmacy, like even more than the Revlon one. And I did do a blog post a few months ago now on covering tattoos and my favourite concealers for covering tattoos, and this is one of them. So again, really, really inexpensive and one of the best kind of camouflage creams out there. And then this guy, I wasn't going to add, but I will just because, I'll explain to you now. I've gone on about my love for the Vichy Dermablend stick concealer many times. This is one of my favourite camouflage concealers. Again, this one is an NC15 kind of colour. It was Opal number 12. Now the reason I kind of was thinking I shouldn't show it to you is because they've been reformulated. They don't even do this colour anymore. The Opal now is number 15, and it's kind of a darker, more neutral pink colour. But apparently this is still available in some pharmacies, so that's why I'm showing it to you. And if you can get your hands on it, do, because it's such a brilliant concealer. There's 12 grams in this, whereas the new one that's replacing it only has 4.5 grams. And I'm so devastated, like I said in my Vichy video, about this being replaced. But if you can get your hands on this one, it is brilliant. It's the bigger stick concealer, and I'm going to try and pick up, well, it wasn't in 2 pharmacies that I checked, but I will check a couple others to see if there's any left. But that was another brilliant one. So they're my favourite, like, drugstore or inexpensive concealers. Some of them are in like supermarkets or whatever, but you get the idea. And I'll leave a full list of them on my blog as usual. So I hope you like this, guys. Thanks a million for watching, and I'll chat to you all really soon. Slán!